Imagine this, you're staring at your books, clock ticking, exams looming closer, and yet you feel stuck. Frustration seeps in as you wonder, why am I putting in so much time and still not getting the results I want? Today, I'm here to reveal how you can flip the script, how you can study smarter, not harder. The strategies I'll share aren't just tips, they're game changers proven by top achievers. So, grab a notebook because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to maximize your study sessions, saving time and boosting your results. Before diving into techniques, let's talk about mindset. Most people believe that more hours equal more results. But think about it, does studying all night, exhausted and frustrated, really help? If cramming all night was the secret, wouldn't every coffee addict be a topper? Instead, start with this belief: your brain works best when it's well-rested and focused. Studies have shown that shorter, concentrated study periods lead to better memory retention than endless hours of reading. So, set limits. Begin with short bursts no more than 30–40 minutes. Take a quick, active break, like stretching or a short walk, to reset. When you return, your focus and energy are renewed. And trust me, the results will surprise you. But what if you don't even know what to study in those 30 minutes? Here's where prioritization comes in. Picture this, you're revising, tackling chapter after chapter with no clear direction. Feels overwhelming, right? This is where prioritizing comes in. Instead of randomly attacking topics, use the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% of concepts that'll give you 80% of the results. Find out what topics are most frequently tested, or those you're weaker in, and give them more time. After all, if your goal is to score high, why waste time on chapters your teacher's probably forgotten too? For students in competitive exams, this approach is a must. Prioritizing helps you use your energy wisely, giving more effort to critical areas. And if you're thinking, but what about the other topics? Don't worry, our next step tackles how to make even challenging concepts stick. Ready to learn how? Let's talk about memory hacks. Alright, so you know what to study, but how can you make it stick? Here's the secret: active recall. Instead of passively reading, quiz yourself on what you just learned. Actively retrieving information is far more powerful than simply reviewing it. Here's an example: cover your notes, look away, and explain the concept out loud. Pretend you're teaching it. If you're struggling to explain it clearly, that's a sign you need to review it again. But if you can confidently explain it, you know it's locked in. Sounds strange? Maybe. But do you remember the last time you memorized a fact by just reading it? Exactly. Active recall alone is powerful, but there's another layer to make sure you truly understand the material. This next technique is all about connections. Instead of viewing each subject as separate, connect ideas across topics. For example, if you're studying biology and physics, think about how the laws of physics apply to living organisms. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of your studies. Everything is connected. Connecting concepts builds a mental map, making it easier to retrieve information when needed. This technique not only deepens your understanding but also makes learning more interesting. It's no longer just a list of facts but a web of knowledge. And finally, let's talk about the last, yet most underrated strategy: reviewing smartly. After putting all this effort into studying, you'll want to retain the information long-term, right? Here's where spaced repetition shines. Reviewing something once isn't enough. Instead, review at intervals: 1 day, 3 days, and then a week later. This spacing helps move information from short-term to long-term memory. Imagine you're training for a marathon. Would you only practice once? Of course not. Studying is no different. Spaced repetition ensures your brain revisits the material just when it's about to forget it, reinforcing it each time. By setting up this rhythm, you're making sure the knowledge stays with you well beyond exams, for years to come. So there you have it, 5 strategies to transform how you study. No more endless hours or feeling overwhelmed. With focused sessions, prioritization, active recall, connecting ideas, and spaced repetition, you're building a system for long-term success. Remember, studying smarter isn't just about excelling in exams, it's about preparing yourself for a life of learning, growth, and success. You're investing in your future, so make it count. Now, here's a question for you. What's one study habit you want to improve starting today? Drop your answer in the comments. And remember, success isn't about how hard you push, it's about pushing with purpose.